Peace, peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Hotep. Peace be unto you. Peace is a universal greeting which only the righteous abide by willingly. I say that I see, treat, and greet Allah as Allah. Assalam Allah. Peace to the gods. Peace to the goddesses. That's your very nature. Today, family, we're going to share with you some more of that holy message to the black man in America by Messenger Elijah Muhammad. This holy tome is more powerful than all of the holy books on earth combined into one. This one book, not the other ones, just this one, you see? Why? Because it brings you face to face with the reality of God. What does that mean? That means for the first time in your life, in history, in our story, you are being presented with the universal truth of yourself. No longer will you have to look up or look down or look around to find God, but you will finally realize that the true and living God is that great I am. The scriptures teaches us in the Bible as well as the Holy Quran that God is a pronoun. We refer to God as Huwa Allahi. Huwa in Arabic means he, him, the male species. We don't call God a she. We don't call God a Ruh or a spook or a spirit or a ghost. We don't say Ruh Allahi. Like if you take your Holy Quran and you look all through it and you be like, where's Spirit God, Spirit Allah? There is no Ruh Allahi. The Holy Quran teaches to believe in Huwa Allahi. Hu Allahu Allahu Ahad. He the God, not a mystery, not a spook. But the Bible teaches the same thing, just in a different way. The Bible teaches us that there would be a period of time when people would not know the reality of God, but ultimately they would wake up to the reality of God. The book of Revelation ends by teaching us that the true and living God would reveal an angel that the mystery of God should be no more. But many of you underestimate and doubt the power of the black man's pen. The 24 scientists that are able to write history in advance, you don't want to believe that. You underestimate and you doubt that. You believe in the devil, and the devil's imps are impersonators. And you think that the devil is going to win this war of attrition, this war for the minds of the masses. But the devil is not going to lose. The devil is a loser. As the devil or Satan plans, the Holy Quran teaches us Allah, the God, also plans, and the God is the best of planners. So family, I'm here to give you some basic information. I want to share with you some information from this message to the black man in America. Now, I don't want you to confuse me with others. See, a lot of times when people hear of a minister of the Nation of Islam in the traditional sense, they think of organized religions. They don't realize that there are non-denominational followers that only follow the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We recognize and we respect all of the ministers. You have like the Honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Brother Minister Salis Muhammad, Father of Law. You have Brother Minister Jeremiah Shabazz from the city I'm from in Philadelphia. Thoughts of peace be upon him. You have the Messenger's biological brothers, like Brother Minister, Supreme Minister for that matter, Brother Supreme Minister John Muhammad and Jan Muhammad. You have Ali Mahdi. You have Brother Brother Minister Levi Kareem, a hardworking, extremely important and dedicated follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who has shared so much literature, is ridiculous. You have scholars like Brother Minister Munir, who published countless works on the life-giving teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and to this day has a TV show on YouTube. You have Brother Minister Nasir Makir Hakim, who under the tutelage of secretariats that was very professional and very scholarly. And I think that the generations in the future, once it dawns on them how important, I ain't gonna say his, but his and his wife and those that were with him works were in compiling and preserving the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and sharing that information, throughout the world. Oh my goodness, it's like a man just throwing diamonds and gold and platinum and silver at your feet, you see. So, there's countless brothers and sisters. There's countless unsung heroes and sheroes. Now, I mean, my minister, my supreme minister, Brother Minister Salim Mahdi Muhammad, Willie 30X Clayton, a former lieutenant from Muhammad's Temple number 12 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who physically died of cancer on death row, unfortunately. Now, I mean, but, those that know him know how strong he stood up and risked his all for the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, I mean, in the street and in the belly of the beast. Now, I mean, fearless, and sparked countless gods and goddesses around the planet Earth with the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that pantheon of the gods continues. Now, I mean, it's like I met brothers and sisters from the nation of gods and earths that were on a whole nother level. Now, I mean, and they dutifully and lovingly followed Father-in-law Clarence 13X. And they showed and proved his worth and his works. And those that have a mature level of knowledge, wisdom, and understand, we would never allow Satan or Shaitan to divide and conquer the righteous people. That's Yaqub's teaching. Yaqub's teaching is to tell the people, the message says in this book right here in 1965 that Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz taught his followers he taught them through literature. He taught them in his literature. He said, listen, go amongst the righteous people and rent rooms in their homes. And once you get in, you infiltrating, tell them that you heard the neighbor talking about them, slandering them, gossiping about them. And once you have them fighting and arguing and killing amongst themselves, then you come in as the peacemaker. Hold up, bro. Y'all shouldn't be doing this, that. The whole time you're there as a devil to take over. And when you look at the past 6,000 years, you see that the European powers, the British, the French, the Portuguese, the English, what have you, they went around and conquered 99.99% of the planet Earth. Some European came in and used imperialism and colonialism and literally destroyed Africa from within. They came in, the Romans came in Arabia and destroyed Arabia from within. The Chinese came into China, the British came into China and India and other places and literally destroyed the whole planet Earth. This pattern, brother, you go all the way to Australia, you'd be like, yo, it's 2024. What y'all mean Jamaicans don't own Jamaica? In 2024, y'all still subjects, aka slaves to European powers. In 2024, the devil still rule the world. The messenger teaches us that the white man is the God of this world. You see, he's not the natural God or the original God. And this is why people don't understand that there is a conflict psychologically, because their thing is like, yo, we can't let the original man wake up, because we know we stole all that stuff. We know we colonized them. We know we raped, robbed, and murdered the whole planet and destroyed all the civilization. They know that. I know that. You know that. That's the reality of what happened. Know what I mean? But they set themselves up as God to steal the worship of the true and living God. Who is the original God? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave it to us in the form of our lessons. Student of Roman, Rules of Islam. He basically taught us that the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. Now, the black man in the wilderness of North America, he said in 1974 in the Theology of Time, he said the black man in America is not an example of the original man. He's been under the devil for the past 6,000 years. You see, imagine you seeing, you know, the day I just seen a domesticated, we was at Home Depot getting some gardening stuff, me and my wife, and we seen this giant, huge poodle, beautiful dog, you know what I mean? And, you know, the dog is, you know, so friendly and cute, you know what I mean? And, you know, and I don't know what they grafted the poodle out of, but I know it didn't come from the original man. I know that that dog is not from nature. It's not from the creator of creation. That dog did not come with the planet. In our mind's eye, we know that you can easily mix these different breeds of dogs to produce grafted dogs. You can mix horses and you can domesticate them. You can produce grafted cows. Right there in Pennsylvania, out Lancaster County, they got all kind of grafted cows. Now, I mean, you could take an orange tree, and you could take a saw and cut off a lemon branch, and you could take a little knife and sharpen it up and put a hole inside the orange tree branch and sit that lemon branch inside there. You could take some candle wax or some beeswax or some tape and wrap it up, and it'll bud or grow in there. And the next season, you'll see that instead of it growing an orange or a lemon, it grows a grapefruit. It grows this grafted new fruit. You see, if a horse has sex with a donkey, it produces a grafted mule. The mule is sterile. You know, if a lion has sex with a tiger, it produces a tiglon. I mean, you have liglons. You have all types of grafted things on the face of the planet Earth. Know what I mean? So, you know, our people not being concerned with the sciences of life, when they hear the 5%ers or the poor righteous teachers, the FOI and the MGTs, try to teach them consciousness, they think that we're talking some crazy stuff. But we're not just talking science. See, a lot of people look at it like it's all about science. No. If you are into science, then you have to realize that science around the world has, I'm talking about black people's science, Greek science, or European science, I'm talking about American science, has already shown and proven all kinds of pseudo, spooky, erroneous things. I ain't talking about like, you know, hundreds or thousands. I'm saying scientists have made millions of mistakes. So you can't just be like, oh, I Googled it. That so-and-so made a theory, and I'm going to run with his theory or her theory. I mean, the messenger said in 1972 in the Theology of Time, he said a theory may or may not be true. It's not true until you test it. You got to show and prove it. Then you be like, okay, this theory is Know what I mean? People be like, there is indisputable truth. No one in this universe, anytime you hear somebody even talking about they have indisputable truth, you know they lying. Because there is no such thing. Everything in the universe is relative, family. How can you have That's why you notice I don't waste my time arguing the teachings of Elijah Muhammad with anyone or anything. I don't, it's like, no, it's like, come on. I mean, I've been teaching this for 40 years. When you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of something, you're securing yourself. I mean, just like, yeah, I'll share. If you have any questions, I'll break it down for you, whatever. You know what I mean? But if you have your opinion or your view or your interpretation, your translation, your transliteration of a thing, I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince you of my view. Everyone on earth has a world view. Everyone. When you see white people come together arguing doctrine, or you see black people come together disputing doctrine, they're really not disputing doctrine, they're disputing a world view. Everyone has a world view, whether you realize it or not. My worldview is clear to me. I follow the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the messenger of Allah. I believe that the messenger's message will guide me through this age of mess. I do not believe that the messenger's message will guide everyone through this age of mess. You see, I do not believe that everyone is going to understand everything on the planet. You know what I mean? I do not believe that we have, as the messenger put it in 1973 in the Fall of America, he said, we don't have no time to dispute truth. I mean, it's like we can go there, we can entertain you, we can have some fun with that. I mean, but it's not fair because we personally feel like we would easily crush you with these life-giving teachings of Elijah Muhammad. So you may have met people that don't know. I mean, but when you really meet people that really know, like it's like we don't need no books, like we already have it up here. I mean, I don't care, in the earth, under the ocean, the square miles, how much water weigh, the atoms, the universe, the sun, the moon. We're not going to tell you, oh, this is traveling. We'll tell you how fast it's traveling. I mean, we'll tell you how old it is. We'll give you the diameter, the radius. We'll give you the mathematics. We'll show and prove. But it's like, we be all day with that. I mean, because you got lots of people out there. It's like, it's like, okay, we convinced this one. Now we got 8 billion other people that want to challenge you and question. He's like, man, you'll never get any work done. I mean, this is why, as a minister, I usually turn the comments off. Like, it's like this isn't a let's have a rap battle type of situation. I understand a lot of our younger brothers and sisters in the struggle. This is the age of social media, but it's like, nah, when you go to higher seats of learning, I mean, when the Elijah Muhammad is teaching, when the professor is teaching, when the mathematician is teaching, when the elementary teaching is teaching, that teacher's not there to allow you to challenge what they're trying to teach. Why is you in the class? You don't want to be here. Hey, it's free will. There's no compulsion in Islam. Forced faith is no faith. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, out of sight, out of mind. Just like, I'll take you straight out my universe. You'll be like, well, what? I'll be like, I haven't seen her or him. I haven't talked to him in 5, 10, 20, 30. It's like, that's not even a figment of my imagination. That's irrelevant to a true and living God that knows self. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm going to do the work. I know who I am. I know what my sole purpose is, to deliver our people to the Lamb of God. So you're not going to worry yourself with other people's thoughts, deeds, and actions. You do you. You make it happen. You show and prove. Okay? So the messenger teaches us that there is no mystery God. Now, when he teaches that, he's in a minority. I mean, a lot of people be like, the Nation of Islam didn't do this or didn't teach this, that, and the other. But you know, the messenger's message is so rich. I mean, you know, like when you pick up and read his words in 1957, he was teaching a black man is God. When you pick up the lessons in the 1930s, he was teaching publicly the black man is God. In the Final Call to Islam newsletters in the public, they was elaborating on the Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1, Lost Found Muslim lesson number 2. They was teaching the black man is God. Message to the black man. In 1965, they was teaching the black man is God. 1974, they was teaching. Before he died in his last sermon, February 26, 1974, the messenger's last speech, he said, every time you look at the black man, you're looking at God. I mean, so it's like you could go with pseudo-sciences all day long. Naysayers, people that want to make hadiths, that want to try to rewrite the history, but you can't do it. I want to read something from this Message to the Black Man in America on page number 6 from the chapter titled, Is God a Spirit or a Man? The messenger says, and I quote, God is a man and we just cannot make him other than man. Least we make him an inferior one. For man's intelligence has no equal in other than man. His wisdom is infinite, capable of accomplishing anything that his brain can conceive. A spirit is subjected to us and not we to the spirit. In the next chapter, on page number 7, he gives us some scriptures. The coming of God, is he a man or a spirit? He says, according to the dictionary of the Bible, Teman, a son of Esau by Adah, Genesis chapter 36, verse 11, 15, and 42, and in 1 Chronicles chapter 1, verse 36. Now, if Habakkuk saw God come or coming from the sons of Esau, Eliphaz, then God must be a man and not a spook. If Habakkuk's chapter 3, verse 3, prophecy refers to some country, town, or city, if there be any truth at all in this prophecy, then we can say that this prophet saw God as a material being belonging to the human family of the earth and not to a spirit, ghost. Beloved, there is no mystery God. There never was a mystery God. In the distant future, I ain't talking real, I'm saying in like tomorrow morning, next month, next year, 10 years from now, 100,000 years from now, you'll never find that mystery God. There will be no mystery God that ever comes and do anything to save you. There's no mystery God that's going to come from the clouds, from some giant chair made out of water. There's not going to be any aliens that's going to come down here on earth and save you. The only God that's going to save God is God. That's the God that you see each and every day in the mirror. Wake up to the reality of God, family. The time is near. I'm your brother in the struggle, brother, ministeralif. Send your questions to ministeralif@gmail.com. It may take me a couple of days to answer, but inshallah, Sakeen, I'll definitely go through it and try to answer each one. Sometimes we get a little behind time, so I may get overwhelmed if I get a whole bunch of, like, it's no human. I am a human being, I mean, on earth, you know, so the mathematics will not allow me. So what I do is I'll take and just answer it in general inside these videos, you know what I mean? But remember, there is no God above you or under you or behind you or in front of you except you. God is you. Peace. The struggle continues.